This is Max Shows for Pro Boxing Fans. I'm Black joined as always by Adam Smith. Adam, back in Leeds. I say I'm from Leeds. It's nice to be back, but I imagine you've had a lot of great nights in Leeds as well.
I have. My dad's from Leeds. My wife was at university here, so it's a special city and it's a fighting city. Josh Warrington, who I've just been talking to, lit the place up, fight after fight, didn't he? Fantastic nights. And tonight, Callum Simpson brought the Barnsley Army back and got revenge. And what a fight it was! A cracking main event. Not often do you see rematches that sort of exceed the first fight, but I thought that was absolutely brilliant from the pair of them tonight. I had Callum winning fairly comfortably, but not a comfortable fight. 36 minutes of great action. Troy Williamson, bucket loads of courage and will, and he was hurt a couple of times, but he did brilliantly. But Callum Simpson just wouldn't be denied tonight. I mean, it was strange tactics. I thought he was going to box and move, but he stood right with him, and I think the persistency, and he was like a man possessed tonight. He knew he needed that W. I think he had some dodgy rounds in the middle. Troy came right back at him, but he closed the show well, and a deserved winner, and he regains the British and Commonwealth belts.
Definitely we heard the chants of Barnsley, 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 Yorkshire, Yorkshire. And at the end he said, obviously my Barnsley fans are amazing, but also Leeds, Sheffield, everyone that's come out. And you'll know the power again. You compare him to Josh Warrington in a way, and there's a long way to go to kind of get that cult following of Josh Warrington. But how important is it to kind of have a backing like Callum Simpson does, which continues to grow?
Well, you can go back to the likes of Ricky Hatton, who sold tickets on his estate, and how that snowballed into the thousands that went to the Manchester Arena, and then, of course, over to Vegas and the City of Manchester Stadium. I think when you're a good guy and you're popular and down to earth and humble, like Ricky was, like Josh is, Josh Warrington, like Callum Simpson is, I think people just like to support you. They feel like they know you, and even if they don't, I think Callum probably sold a lot of tickets at the beginning himself, and it grew from there. I've had some great nights with him in Barnsley. He's a fantastic advocate for the sport, and I think you've got to stay neutral in this business. But I think many people in the sport have a soft spot for Callum. He's a great guy outside of the ring, and yeah, I think look, he wanted it so badly tonight, and with those fans behind him, he just wouldn't be denied. But take nothing away from Troy. Troy's had a fantastic career, becoming a two-weight British champion, and it looked all over for him. And he came back and beat Mark Dickinson, and then had that great win in December over Callum. So he can go back to the drawing board and come again. He's 34. Yes, I think there's still some fights left for Troy Williamson, but tonight was about Callum Simpson's, not revenge. I think it was more that his career was probably slightly on the line tonight. I think 2 defeats in a row would have been tough. Maybe he'd have decided to go up to light heavyweight or something, but to win tonight and to still look fresh at the end probably was great. I think he said Rob might not be very happy with him on Monday morning, but he got the belts and he did it his way, and I thought he just, yeah, as I said, wouldn't be denied. He was a man possessed, and that just was the little bits that got him the rounds and got him over the line.
Definitely, you took the words out of my mouth in terms of Callum Simpson was a man that couldn't be denied tonight. And I mean, we know boxing isn't just down to technical skill. It's the mental aspects, the physical aspects, everything. I mean, from what Callum Simpson went through in December, being dropped 4 times and being stopped, to come back and fight the way he did. He didn't box, he fought for 12 rounds. I know Troy Williamson, again, gave an amazing account of himself. But for Callum, more importantly, I mean, just mentally, how impressive was that?
Well, I was very impressed with Callum tonight, but then Troy came back at him with some of those middle rounds, and it looked like 8th, 9th round that maybe it would happen all over again and that Williamson would get Simpson late on. But I think he dug very deep, and he needed to do that. He obviously trained exceptionally hard. Callum, he took himself off to a new trainer, to a genius trainer, Rob McCracken. But at times, I don't think he just even listened. He did it his way, and I guess when you're in the furnace and 2 of them want it so badly, as it showed tonight, it's just a case of who edges it. And I thought Callum just edged the rounds. Some of them were Williamson rounds, but Simpson was just a little bit too strong, and just he wouldn't be denied. And I think that sometimes when maybe your career's on the line and it's just so important, you find that performance. We mentioned Ricky Hatton earlier. He found it on his world title triumph against Costa Ziu. He didn't really fight like he normally did. He just smothered him and denied that room for Ziu to get the leverage with his right hand. And maybe that's what Simpson fancied tonight, just to smother Williamson and utilise his physical advantage as well. And the big thing was, everyone was saying he was really tight at super middle. He had to go up to light heavy. He looked really, really good at the end, I thought, Callum Simpson. So, yeah, he's got a career back on the line. He's 29 and back to Barnsley with those belts.
I do just want to ask, on today's day and age with the technology that we have with DAZN, we're fortunate enough to kind of hear what goes on in the corner. We get to hear the microphones in the corner, and maybe we didn't see some of the improvements that, like I say, Rob would have wanted to see, but maybe we'll see that in the future. I mean, what sort of changes can Callum Simpson make under Rob McCracken?
Well, they've only had one fight together, so they've had many weeks of working in Sheffield, but obviously it's not quite the same as being under the lights. So give them time. I'm sure that Rob will help Callum develop. We know he's got a good boxing brain. We know he can use that jab, and he's done it through his career, but sometimes he likes to have a fight, and I think the fans love that as well. So it's that side that makes him appealing, that makes him exciting. So he's just going to have to probably balance that out, but tonight was all about a will to win, and he found that W, and he did it brilliantly.
Adam, it would be remiss of me to not ask
About
Darren Barker's challenge. Yeah, exactly.
Stop it! Stop it!
He's off. He's off. August the 19th. He's off.
So we're keeping an eye.
And he's off with him.
It's really nice to be here. Yeah,
And that's the end of Barry Jones.
I do just want to ask, it'd be remiss of me not to ask about a man that you've played a major player in his career, in Gratis Krauss. I mean, I imagine you're very proud to see him not only with Boxer, but on DAZN, and we said Sean Hemphill, it could have been his toughest test, all of these things, and he did the opposite. He blew him out in a round.
Max, I had a great reunion with Izzy Asif tonight, my old friend. We sat at ringside and watched Diego Krasimir, and of course Gratis Krauss with a terrific performance, a lightning win again for the Dancing Dutchman. Fabulous entrance with Gianna as always, who I think choreographed the whole thing, and then he goes in and does that. I mean, he's ruthless and he's dangerous, and he's going to call out all the light heavyweights. It's a fabulously competitive division at 12 stone 7. And Gratis Krauss is very much a part of it. He's one of the most feared men, I would say, in the world now at light heavyweight. 12 straight wins, 11 by knockout. I think that was his 5th in the first round, a number in the second. So, yeah, Gratis Krauss is he's lovely. He's a lovely guy. He's charismatic outside of the ring. He's got Peter Fury, Mick Hennessy, Izzy Asif, Ben Shalom. What a team with him. But he's doing the goods inside the ring. And, yeah, write him off at any level at the moment at your peril. He's still got tougher tests to come, but if that was a step up, wow, he took it with a very, very emphatic quick finish. So yeah, well done to Gratis, and I love the ring walk. I know Tony Bellew, you said tonight it's not for him. He was, you know, he's all focused. He couldn't do that, but if it works for Gratis Krauss, then it's a family affair, and yeah, it's a terrific entrance, and it was a great performance from him again.
Definitely. Just had him last two. The news is reported that Fabio Wardley versus Daniel Dubois, possibly October 17th in Manchester. I imagine it'll be on DAZN. I mean, a lot of people in the narrative is maybe too soon for Wardley, is what Dave Caldwell just said that. I mean, what do you make of the proposed day and the rematch of what was possibly fight of the year?
Well, it was a terrific fight, wasn't it, first time around? Fabio with 2 early knockdowns, Daniel Dubois getting up and having the win of his career to become the world champion, the WBO heavyweight title. I mean, what a time for the heavyweights at the moment. We've got Moses Itauma and Filip Hrgovic in, 3 weeks' time, August the 29th. Yeah, Agit Kabayel now the WBC champion, and the WBO rematch of a fight that we absolutely loved. And back in Manchester, is it too soon? You'd have to ask Team Wardley. They're the ones that are closest to Fabio. I spoke to Fabio after the fight. He was fine, and he wanted to go again. Obviously, he needed a rest. I presume it's long enough. I'm not in and around him every day, but he's a sensible, intelligent guy. He'll know when to press that button again. They wanted the rematch. It was in the contract, and they've gone for it. So, yeah, middle of October looks fantastic. Back to Manchester. Absolutely can't wait.
Definitely. And just last one, I haven't got the exact quote, I do apologise, but Moses Hammer spoke this week on a possible fight of Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, and he said he'd rather not fight these guys if they're aging or not at the best of their careers. I told Dave Caldwell that, and he said it's almost nice to hear that a younger fighter, he's not kind of banking on using their names. I mean, what do you make of them comments from Moses?
I think Moses Itauma is his own man. I think he's young, but he's got such a maturity about him. a wise head on those shoulders, a great team around him with Ben Davison and Francis Warren and the whole Warren clan. I think that he's just doing brilliantly, and now he's all focused on becoming the second youngest heavyweight champion in history after Mike Tyson. That's phenomenal. They've got the IBF title on the line just to add some more gloss to what is a fantastic occasion at the O2 at the end of August. Filip Hrgović fighting for the world title too, in form, momentum, been training in Big Bear. He'll have that extra incentive too, not only to pit Moses' unbeaten record, but also to become a world champion himself. So for Moses Itauma, it's the acid test at this point. So I think he's all focused on that. And then maybe after that, the winner of Wardley Dubois, obviously Fabio's his stablemate. So if it's Daniel again, maybe all roads lead to Daniel or Caballel. But I think it's good that he's not talking about Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. You know, he's sparred those guys. He's been around the scene a long time before he sort of got his professional early stripes. And I think that they know how good he is, and I think Tyson and Anthony will fight each other, which is the right fight, and Moses will just come through, and if he gets past Hrgović and becomes world champion, wow, he could have some reign, couldn't he? But it's a new era coming through. We've seen Adam Alanian last week, Leo Atang was here tonight, some great prospects from Britain and from Australia, we know, and from America too. So exciting times. And Andy Ruiz as well, fighting the night before Katie Taylor under the Matchroom stable. Now he'll want a crack at the world title again. So many big fights out there. And yeah, as Alexander Usyk sort of closes his career and Tyson Fury and AJ theirs, I think Moses is probably being very sensible and respectful.
Definitely.